The local mafia ruthlessly invade her restaurant.
I'm gonna go to his office, right?
For them, she was a weak, poor chef, but her reality that she hid from everyone was haunting enough to steal peace out of their dreams on that eve. Welcome back to Paramount Recapped. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. The movie kicks off with a lively scene inside a packed restaurant kitchen. It's a big night, the grand opening, and everyone's buzzing around, trying to keep up with the fast pace. Chefs are flipping pans, servers are rushing out, and in the middle of it all is Anna, the mastermind behind the place. She's not just the head chef, she's the owner, the heart and soul of the place. Anna's making sure everything's cooked just right before any plate reaches a customer. She's super focused, checking every dish that leaves the kitchen. Out of nowhere, her husband Ray steps into the chaos holding a picture frame. Inside is a newspaper clipping showing that Anna just won a huge award. According to the article, she's now considered one of the top chefs in the city. Ray's clearly proud and wanted her to know how much he admires her. You could tell he was bursting with joy, probably more excited about her award than she was. Not long after, Ray pulled Anna away from the kitchen for a moment. He wanted her to meet all the guests who had shown up for the opening. With a huge smile on his face, he introduced Anna to everyone, talking her up and letting them know just how talented she is and how much she's accomplished in her career. It was one of those moments that you know would stick with you forever. As the kitchen kept running like a well-oiled machine, a sudden cloud of smoke made Anna stop in her tracks. She rushed back to see what was going on. There had been a tiny fire, but her team handled it like pros. No big deal, just a bump in the road. While all that was happening, Ray got some unexpected news from the head waiter. Apparently, two guys walked into the restaurant without reservations, even though the place was already at capacity. Curious, Ray went over to see who they were. Turned out it was his old buddy Mickey and some guy named John who was tagging along. Mickey came over to congratulate Ray on the new restaurant. But the friendly visit didn't last long. They quickly got to the real reason they were there. Mickey said their boss, Dom, sent them to find Ray. Dom wanted to meet him right away. Ray, already stressed with the grand opening, tried to politely tell them it wasn't a good time. But Mickey pushed back, saying Dom specifically told them not to take no for an answer. Then came the kicker. Mickey let it slip that Ray owed Dom a big chunk of money. Ray didn't have it, and he definitely didn't want to leave the restaurant that night. After a tense moment, Mickey and John left, but they didn't look happy about it. Despite all the drama, the opening night turned out to be a huge hit. The food was a success, the guests were impressed, and the vibes were great. After the last customer left, Anna gathered her team and thanked them for their amazing work. She even organized a small feast for everyone to celebrate, making sure each person felt appreciated, even the butler who had been running around helping guests all night. Meanwhile, Ray snuck into the kitchen to check out the night's earnings. His face lit up when he saw the numbers. They'd done better than he hoped. Just then, Anna walked in and suggested they should call a night, but she wasn't ready to leave yet. She was feeling inspired and wanted to experiment with some new recipes for the menu. She told Ray to head home and take the butler, Mary, who also happened to be his niece, with him. But things didn't go smoothly. Mickey was furious that Ray had ignored his demand. So furious, in fact, that he started talking about burning the restaurant down. As Ray and Mary were about to head out, Mickey and his crew showed up and blocked their way. They tried to strong-arm Ray into going to Dom, but Ray said it was too late and he needed a rest. And then, things took a dark turn. Out of nowhere, John pulled a gun and shot Mary right in front of Ray. The shock on his face said it all. He never saw it coming. Mickey coldly told him he was done playing games, then ordered his guys to go trash the restaurant. Back at the restaurant, Anna was still in the kitchen when she heard loud noises from outside. She went to check and found John and his buddy sneaking in with gasoline. Their plan? Set the place on fire. But John noticed that the stove was still hot, which meant someone was probably still inside. He mentioned it, but his partner didn't care. If someone's in there, too bad, he said. But before they could light the place up, Anna appeared like a ghost from the shadows. And what she did next shocked them both. She took them down fast and hard. You'd never guess it from looking at her, but Anna wasn't just a chef. She used to be a top agent for the Russian KGB. That's right, this restaurant owner used to be a government spy. After she knocked out the intruders, Anna tried to call Ray, but Mickey picked up instead. She asked to speak to her husband, and Mickey told her Ray was standing nearby but he refused to hand over the phone. He then smugly told her the restaurant was about to go up in flames. Anna calmly let him know his guys were already dealt with. That rattled him, and by the time he turned around, Ray was gone. Ray eventually made it back to the restaurant and reunited with Anna. She immediately grilled him about who the attackers were and why they were trying to destroy everything they built. That's when Ray finally came clean. He admitted he used to run with Dom's gang. Years ago, Dom tricked him into taking on a debt that Ray never really owed. And now Dom wanted his money. Anna was furious. Not just because Ray owed money, but because he kept that part of his life a secret. But then Anna dropped a bombshell of her own. She pulled a weapon from a pile of potatoes, and Ray's jaw hit the floor. That's when she admitted that before becoming a chef, she worked as a spy in a Russian elite unit. The two stared at each other, shocked that they'd both been hiding such huge parts of their lives. Meanwhile, Mickey called up Dom, who was getting pampered at a massage parlor. Mickey explained what had happened, that Anna had beaten up his guys. Dom didn't take the news well. He told his masseur Gary to suit up. They were going to handle this mess personally. Dom and his crew met up with Mickey, and Dom didn't hide his disappointment. He chewed him out for failing the mission. Then, without wasting a second, Dom ordered more of his men to head to the restaurant and finish the job. But this time, Anna was ready. As the thugs broke into her place, she fought back, taking them down one at a time like a pro. Dom heard the commotion from outside and realized something wasn't right. If the building wasn't burning yet, then Anna must have beaten his guys too. At that point, it clicked. This woman wasn't just some chef. She was something else entirely. Knowing things were getting serious, Anna called an old friend for backup, Mindy. Back in the day, they used to work together as spies. Mindy was shocked to hear from Anna after all this time, but she didn't hesitate. She agreed to help. Mindy's husband, Thomas, overheard the call and decided to tag along too. He was an ex-sniper, so he knew a thing or two about trouble. Outside the restaurant, Mickey and his remaining goons were hiding, planning their next move. Mickey told one of them to toss a Molotov cocktail through the window. In a chaotic turn of events, the man met his end not by enemy hands, but by his own misstep. While clutching a Molotov cocktail, he inadvertently set himself ablaze, sealing his fate. Unbeknownst to him, Anna had already outmaneuvered him, rendering his fiery demise a result of his own blunder. Mickey, caught off guard, was astonished to discover that Anna, Ray's wife, possessed an unexpected strength and resilience. Simultaneously, Don issued directives to his associates to obstruct the road leading to the restaurant owned by Ray and Anna, ensuring no one could access it. At this juncture, Mimi, Thomas, and their twin daughters, Mia and Mew, were hastily making their way to Anna's establishment. Previously, Mimi and Thomas enjoyed a harmonious family life, but recent times saw them embroiled in frequent, trivial disputes. Despite Mia and Mew's efforts to remind their parents of the importance of unity, their advice fell on deaf ears. Meanwhile, Don instructed Gary, a masseuse with no combat experience, along with one of his men, to infiltrate Ray and Anna's restaurant. Gary, primarily a masseuse, found himself terrified in this perilous situation. Upon their entry, Anna launched a fierce assault on the intruders. Amidst the ensuing chaos, one of Don's men found himself relentlessly attacked by Anna, while Gary sought refuge in the storage room, housing the restaurant's ingredients. After a prolonged struggle, Anna succeeded in eliminating one of Don's men. Gary, still hiding, realized his companion's grim fate and cried out in fear. It wasn't long before Anna discovered Gary's hiding spot and cornered him, escalating the tension. Anna, infuriated by Gary's revelation that Don intended to destroy her restaurant for insurance money, contemplated harming him. Gary, pleading for mercy, explained his unwilling involvement in the scheme. Understanding his predicament, Anna chose not to harm him. Meanwhile, nearby police patrols approached the road leading to Anna's restaurant. However, one of Don's men, masquerading as a road worker, deceived the officers by claiming the road was under repair, prompting them to leave. Shortly thereafter, Mimi's family arrived and attempted to traverse the same road. Don's men attempted the same deception, but Mimi and Thomas, former Russian Special Forces operatives, saw through the ruse. Mimi swiftly neutralized Don's men, reopening the blocked road. Soon, Mickey informed Don of Anna's defeat of his men, causing Don to panic. He summoned additional help to eliminate Anna. Meanwhile, Mimi and Thomas observed Ray and Anna's restaurant from a nearby parking lot. After a brief argument, they reconciled and continued their surveillance. They spotted Gary leaving the restaurant, but chose not to harm him. As Gary reached the roadside, Mia and Muse startled him, prompting Thomas to offer him refuge in their car. Elsewhere, Don pressured Ray to persuade Anna to relinquish the restaurant, promising insurance money in return. If she refused, Don threatened harm. Ray, deeply attached to Anna and the restaurant, urged her to fight for it. On the rooftop, Mimi interrogated Gary about the threats to Anna's restaurant, even threatening to drop him if he withheld information. Terrified, Gary confessed that Don orchestrated the plan and pleaded for mercy, emphasizing his accidental involvement. Mimi, moved by his plea, decided to spare him. Meanwhile, Don contacted Ray again, inquiring about Anna's decision. Ray, resolute, declared their refusal to surrender, ready to confront Don. Enraged, Don vowed to disrupt their peace. Soon, the assassin Don hired arrived, demanding additional payment for the late hours, which Don agreed to without hesitation. Elsewhere, Thomas received a massage from Gary, during which he confided about his marital issues with Mimi. Gary advised that sometimes one partner must yield to maintain harmony, noting that many women are talkative. Thomas appreciated the counsel and released. Back at the restaurant, Anna and Ray prepared to confront Don's hired assassins. The assassins entered, only to be thwarted by an electrified water trap set by Anna. Following this, Anna and Ray bravely battled the remaining assailants, defeating them one by one. However, the overwhelming number of enemies led to Ray sustaining a leg injury. He urged Anna to flee, but unexpectedly, the assassins were attacked by an unknown ally. It was Mimi, with Thomas providing sniper support from the rooftop. Anna, overjoyed to reunite with Mimi, was met with anger. Mimi questioned Anna's past disappearance during a mission, expressing her feelings of betrayal. Anna apologized, explaining her belief that Mimi was lost. Still upset, Mimi engaged in a physical altercation with Anna, eventually pointing a gun at her. Anna reiterated her apology, acknowledging her past mistake. Mimi, expressing her frustration, questioned why Anna only reached out now. Before departing, Mimi demanded weekly meals for her family at Anna's restaurant, then returned to the rooftop. Shortly after, Thomas declared his desire to end arguments with Mimi, professing his love and willingness to yield. Mimi apologized, promising not to anger him again, reaffirming her love. Meanwhile, Don and Mickey were approached by the final assassin. As the agent neared, they collapsed in pain. When Don checked on them, the agent unexpectedly shot and killed him. Witnessing this, Mickey attempted to flee, only to be confronted by Anna, who swiftly eliminated him. It was then revealed that the security agent was actually Ray in disguise. With this revelation, the story concludes. The moral of this tale underscores the importance of safeguarding one's establishment, even if it entails confronting gangsters and former spies with unconventional methods and hidden talents. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Your support means the world to me. Also, feel free to share this with your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.